Welcome to America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, AVCCI, powered by the American Business Podcast. My name is Kevin Deveci. I'm the founder of the American Business Podcast, ABP, and founder of America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, AVCCI. AVCCI is a virtual America's Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Because it's virtual, you can connect AVCCI and AVCCI activities from anywhere. We are a national Chamber of Commerce and Industry to help American businesses grow their businesses, collaborate, connect, and educate their workforce. Our mission is simple at AVCCI. We are to promote, support, uplift, and connect American businesses, nonprofits, manufacturers, and the business community in this age of AI. One mission, unlimited locations, thanks to our virtual Chamber of Commerce model that's designed for these modern ages, business professional. When you go to avcci.us website of ours, you can learn more about AVCCI, our mission, as well as our events. We have more than 10 active committee meetings that takes place every month. And each committee is led by members of AVCCI. And each committee meets monthly. Committee meetings are complimentary. You don't have to be an AVCCI member to follow and join. Please go to avcci.us and go to events section. You'll see the list of committee meetings on the calendar, and you can sign up complimentary and join us. Each committee meeting is taking place virtually, and each committee meeting is being recorded and pushed to the American Business Podcast for further visibility and publicity opportunity. Thanks to the integration between the American Business Podcast and America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, AVCCI. Now AVCCI is the only Chamber of Commerce that is virtual and powered by a successful business podcast network, that is the American Business Podcast. Support us, join us, and we are looking forward to welcoming you at AVCCI. Remember, AVCCI is inclusive. From sole entrepreneur to Fortune 500 company, there is something for every single business professional, executive, and business leader, as well as we are welcoming young professionals, those who are just entering their career, starting their career journey. We are welcoming everyone, every serious business professional and every serious American business and international business to America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, also known as AVCCI, powered by the American Business Podcast. Please go to our website, avcci.us, learn more about AVCCI, go to events section, sign up our coming virtual complimentary committee meetings, and be a member. Support AVCCI. We are growing very fast, and we love to have you at AVCCI and help you grow your business in this age of AI. Thank you for your support.
Get going. Good morning, everyone.
Good
On
morning.
this bright Thursday morning. So thank you for joining. This is the second meeting of the AVCCI Long Island Chapter Committee. All right. And for those who are, it's like, again, it's like deja vu, but for those who I haven't, had the opportunity to meet yet, I'm Anthony Bornaspina, founder and CEO of Allied Tech Advisors. Also the chair of the Long Island Chapter Committee and one of the founding members of AVCCI. I've been in business for a long time. Again, my guys say I have fossil knowledge, 35 years in business, Babylon Village, and it's been a long haul. But anyhow, let's get back on the purpose of this committee is basically to create a regional forum where Long Island business owners, executives, advisors, and subject matter experts can come together, discuss real business challenges and opportunities affecting the organizations throughout our region. All right. Now, we're not here to duplicate the excellent work being done by the other AVCCI committees, but our goal is to leverage the expertise across, all the other committees and AVCCI and apply it to the unique needs of the Long Island businesses. And each month we're going to focus on like whatever the timely issue is, exchange practical ideas, learn from one another, and hopefully leave with at least one new insight, one new connection, or one action item that can immediately benefit, our organizations. This is intended to be interactive discussion, all right, not a sales presentation or anything like that. So I encourage everyone to participate throughout today's meeting, speak up and so on, interrupt me because I tend to like to talk a lot. So, I have no problem with somebody saying, "Hey, shut up." Um, and before I want to start today's discussion, I'd like to go around the room. Yeah, have everyone briefly introduce themselves, your name, your company, what your organization does, and then one thing you hope to gain from or contribute to this committee. And then, let's keep the introductions around 30 seconds each, so we can get through it. All right, let's go around. First person on my list here. Kevin, do you want to start? I think I know who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's great to be here. I'm excited. And also on AVCCI side, just briefly, we have a great event calendar at AVCCI. And next Friday, we have HR committee coming together and yeah, getting ready for it. So it's very exciting. And for the Long Island chapter, I'm also very excited. And I'm sure we're gonna all build a lot of great business relationships and work closely together. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Start with Bill. You're first one on my screen here.
Morning, everybody. How's the day going? It's pouring here. I don't know about over there. My name is Bill Dillon. I'm president of DWR Peconic Associates. We are out in Wading River, New York, and we support small business and nonprofits who are in need of additional accounting and tax and payroll assistance. We've been doing that for quite some time, and what I'm hoping to learn from you guys, and I'm just a new member. Hope to learn from you guys is getting to know the system and getting to know how ABCCI works and building more relationships.
All right. Thank you,
And
Bill.
I'm not good at selling myself, so I apologize.
Okay, it's all right. Christian, I saw you yesterday, I think.
Indeed, indeed. Good morning, everyone. So my name is Christian Torres. I am the founder of Stark Analytics. I'm also one of the founding members on ABCCI, and Anthony and I co-chair the Committee on Business Strategy and Innovation. What I do is I create what I call the execution layer between AI, business intelligence, and human decision making. And so that little space in the middle is called decision intelligence. It's the
Mhm.
space where human intelligence, artificial intelligence, and business intelligence, all the numbers, the models, and the real world people and problems come together. And I build tools that help business owners basically make better decisions. And that can take the shape of a very specific kind of like calculator. It could be a forecast model. It could be an interactive tool. It could be a process, whatever it is, with the ultimate goal of leveraging technology and human incentives and goals and motivations into a real life replicable, scalable decision system that you can use to make better decisions in your business. That's what I've been doing for years, and now AI has added a very unique layer to that. So I'm having fun with it, as I'm sure everybody else is here, enjoying playing around with all the new technology that is changing the way we think about business.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, Kristen did I'm trying to replicate it. He has a advisory board, which he has like Elon Musk and Kevin Leary and so on it. And I'm trying to replicate it. And I started with my mother, and oh my God, it's she's like yelling at me all the time. So I think I started the wrong way, Kristen. I'm gonna need some help here. So
Yeah,
yeah, I need a few names
uh,
actually put on that board. You know.
I've got plenty. I'm actually running a test right now. I got plenty of names on that. But yeah, what Anthony's talking about is really, we did a presentation yesterday. A lot of you actually saw it already, but we were just talking about how do you use AI in non-traditional ways to enhance your thinking, to enhance your planning, your strategies, just the way that you approach problems. So it was a fun
Okay.
one if you missed it yesterday.
All right. All right. Thanks, Jolie. Give me a little bit about your name, your company. what your organization does, and what do you expect to get from this committee and
I
contribute?
am Jolie of Jobs by Jolie, and I have a staffing company, and I'm also a founding member and co-chair of HR and Workforce Development Committee for AVCCI. And I'm learning a lot already from being on everyone else's committee meetings and all about AI. And we're going to be the human aspects of 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 everything now, because everything seems to be talking about AI, but we still are humans in that. And so I have to just take the AI and the human element and a business and learn and incorporate it into how I can be better.
Okay, thanks, Jolie. Teresa.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
My name is Teresa Evans, and I am the founder of Evans Consulting, specializing in HR. We do a lot of my company. We do handbooks for people that need handbooks, mostly smaller to mid-firm type companies, administrative things, policies, things that will keep people or businesses out of trouble, but also deal with employees and people to help them help themselves to not be in trouble. So that's what I do as far as that's concerned. I am the co-chair with Jolie on the HR committee. Excited about being actually part of this organization. I'm brand new to it, and looking forward to hearing other people's perspectives, so that I can be a more well-rounded person.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Adam.
Yeah, so happy to be here. I've enjoyed the meetings we've had so far. I former vice president of GoDaddy, took them from a startup to a multi-billion-dollar company. Then I left. I specialize in a lot of optimization and increasing traffic to websites by about 4 to 5 times. Had a lot of other experience, but I'm not going to go into it now. I run a company called Niche Websites, and I own 30,000 domains and websites. So I keep busy. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Phil.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm Phil Vitrano. I'm an independent college and career coach. I have my for-profit organization called Planning a Vision, and similar to Christian, I'm providing parents and families with the intel to support their decision making of what to do after 12th grade. And also, I started a nonprofit organization called Helpopedia. We're a 501c3 charity, and with Adam's incredible support and services, he's helped us launch a special needs help directory, and is making an impact. We launched April 17th, and it's July, and we're over 12,000 visitors a day. So we're making
Wow.
a difference for families. We're getting testimonials, and we're working with a lot of nonprofit organizations in the special needs space to help identify and understand their issues and challenges, and solve as many parents' challenges that they're facing, and providing them with support and help. So I really care. So for this Long Island chapter, I'm from Long Island. So whatever initiatives or activities or considerations that folks have to either join forces or to support each other, I'm open to help in any way I can. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. It's excellent. I wish you were around when I was 12th grade, and I would have had a better idea of where I want to go. I still don't know. Okay. So we also have Sam. There you are.
Hey guys, I'm Sam from Ally Tech Advisors. I manage all of the marketing and business development. So I'm happy to be here today and take away some best practices and practical ideas.
Okay. And Sydney?
Hi, I'm Sydney. I work for Kevin, and I'm here to help support all of the AVCCI meetings. So if you have if you need any help, just let me know.
Okay. Thanks. And Susan? Suzanne?
Hi,
There
I'm
you are.
Suzanne. I am the sales manager at Preferred Events. We're a full service rental company from tables and chairs to small tents to big structure tents, and we can cover anything you need in the entertainment space when you're looking to plan an event.
Okay, thanks. Did I get everybody? Did anybody just join that I miss? I didn't, have my note taker introduce self, but we're not that level yet right now. Okay, all right. So, I gotta thank everybody for even the brief instructions and everything. You can see the range of experience and represented here, which is exactly what we're trying to have this committee, the purpose of it and so on. It makes it valuable is that everyone else's experience and what they can bring to the table. So today we're going to discuss two things: how businesses are actually using AI today, and then one of the fastest growing business risks and so on. We kind of touched upon it yesterday too, is that they don't even realize they have is the shadow AI issue, and that's can becoming I foresee a major issue in the future. I'm going to share my screen now. And there we are. Okay. Excuse me. So getting into here, we already discussed that. I want to do a quick pulse check. Okay, if you can put these comments in the chat. All right. How often? I mean, right now. I mean, how often do you use your business in your business to use AI? I really doubt if anyone's going to say never. Do you see my screen first of all? Yes. Okay.
Yes. And can you see the chat?
That's a good question. Sam, you're in charge of the chat.
Yeah, I was gonna message you. Mostly I see hourly, daily, weekly. So far, no one said never, so that's a good thing.
And yes, I can see the chat. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank God we have some IT people on this call. All right. And then the other one is a quick poll. Like, what platforms do you use every week? Like, and like, we use talking Copilot, Claude, ChatGPT. Throw it in there. Yeah, that's what I expect. Most people are using OpenAI there, and okay, wow. Adam, I didn't expect anything less.
I couldn't type, otherwise I'd put in everything.
Okay, the other thing too is what are you primarily using it for? Like marketing, emails, research, coding, customer service, like operations? I made a great macaroni salad the other day. I got a recipe. I think that was my mother's, input on that one though, with my advisory board. Okay, this is good stuff. Analysis, email, yeah, definitely. Email is a wonderful thing. And grunt work. Now I'm thinking, all right. So shadow AI, we're just going to touch upon this. Again, what it is, it's basically you're talking about doesn't mean like employees are necessarily doing anything wrong. It's just in most cases they're trying to work faster, solve a problem. The risk, the leadership often does not know is what tools are being used internally in a business, what company information is being entered, how AI, generated answers are being used to influence the business and business outcomes. So that's the problem is that, ownership doesn't know what's going on within the business. And, I think, Adam, you said something like you got a percentage of the other day of businesses that really, not knowing what they're doing out there.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, less than 1% use AI, other than like ChatGPT or the standard stuff, and those are the people that really know how to use it and make money from it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, most businesses don't have a clue, and they're bringing in corporate people that they think are viable to talk to them and explain to the company and get them all on the same page using all the same AI tools. And but some people won't adapt, and some people will. The ones that adapt will learn from it and use it as a tool to improve their production, not to worry about their job replacement. Although it does replace some jobs, no question about it.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
very true. And there's a, keeping an eye too is like there was some AI incidents worth mentioning. All right. Like, over the past 48 hours, additional details came out and released about that AI security incident involving the autonomous OpenAI research agent. Remember that fun thing? Where it kind of like breached external systems, and they were doing the internal cybersecurity evaluation, and an OpenAI controlled AI agent went beyond its intended testing task and compromised systems associated with Hugging Face and several other third-party accounts. And then the new reporting says that, recent stuff that came out, it says that the agent obtained administrator root level access. All right. And then enrolled malicious devices and then used exposed credentials and remained active for days before OpenAI fully connected that activity to its own experiment, what it was doing internally. And OpenAI updated its official incident report on the, was it yesterday, and said that the unreleased research prototype involved was deactivated, encrypted, and restricted from further research access. And it's like, it's kind of funny because it's funny or not, but it's not only employees pasting information in ChatGPT, let's say, but companies also begin allowing AI agents to connect to systems internally, use credentials, write code, take actions, and then the potential consequences if something like that should not behave well, right? And that becomes a much greater problem. An AI tool with excessive permissions can make mistakes at machine speed. So, entire databases can get wiped out, for example, within a blink of an eye. So, the other incident that happened was really, Skynet. Yeah, there we go. I think actually in China, they actually call their system Skynet. Um, the Claude incident, all right, that was another thing that just this week, we saw a great example why governance matters. Users discovered that conversations that they had they intentionally shared these from Claude through its public share feature, were then indexed by the search engines Google and were searchable, were coming up. And many people believed that those links were effectively private or unlisted. But the fact is that because they were public web pages, they became searchable. And then sensitive information like business documents, resumes, legal discussions, API keys, personal information appeared in those search results that were coming up. People just searching. So, it wasn't a hack of closed private chats. It was just an people didn't realize that these private conversations, or they thought were private, private conversations remain private, but this was something which was shared out intentionally and then was able to be indexed, using the public links. And people didn't realize that those public links could be indexed by a search engine. All right. So the lesson is, it's not, don't use AI. It isn't like not to use AI. The lesson is that organizations, governance, policies, proof tools, education for the employees, and visibility into how AI should be used. One of the things I always say too is that when you have an AI policy, you don't just, make a policy. You got to kind of enforce it, train your employees. Also, it's important, like if you have a large company, to have champions within the company that can help, with the governance and so on, and the training and to be able to guide the employees on doing the right things. But also, again, you need to put some constraints in place. So the problem for businesses generally is like loss of control, loss of intellectual property, regulatory compliance. That's another big thing. And just in general, like operational efficiency. You have things running wild and so on, and you're not really having a good control over it. So one of the things we did, because I've been doing this for a long time. And the last 2 years, I've had the company, pretty much starting, rolling AI into our own workflows and automations, and we ended up developing a platform just for ourselves at this point that we were using just to build the bots on. We have MCP servers, which are basically servers that allow API integration, which is, it's the language basically allows us to get into our backend systems securely and, and be able to use that data, via a bot, let's say, that can analyze a call that comes in or a email that comes in and then respond and actually send a ticket over to the correct support technician. So, instead of like, everyone using different tools and so on, we kind of made it homogeneous so that everyone's using the same environment within our company. And with the benefit of that is that you have then, safety measures put in. We can also put private information in these chats, so that, and then again, with the workflows and so on, it's all secure information. It's SOC 1, SOC 2 compatible, compliant, as well as also HIPAA. So it allowed us to, safely roll this stuff out internally. So anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything regarding like, oh, a second. Here we go. Anybody have examples of things inside there, like, or problems that they've seen, or benefits they've seen within their organizations out there? Adam, you probably can add something.
Sorry, what was the question?
No, like for example, like internally, like how are you using AI?
Oh, so one of the biggest things, and I think I mentioned it before, is we set up private GPTs so that everything is kept in place. So we have 3 products when I worked for the network security company, and all 3 of them had their own spots, and people would use them as a central depository to get information for sales or for product marketing would update for sales or for HR, for whoever needed it on our products to send out, whether it was testing or support or bug fixes or just the product features. We kept it all separate and offline, so our competitors couldn't read what we were doing and what our plans were and where it was headed, but our support staff and our salespeople could. That was one of the things that we used it for, but I did a lot of training of employees at multiple companies, and their training was customized per their company. It was all kept again in like a gem or something like that, or a private GPT, or the services that you guys offer, which is also great. Secure AI, as I like to call it.
Now, rolling something out for your company, what was the cost of that? Like, is a special level of ChatGPT you had to purchase?
Yeah, we had to purchase the Pro. It's a good question. Originally we started with ChatGPT Pro, then we tried to get the whole company on Gemini, and then half of them were too used to using ChatGPT, so we had to go back to that, and we just used the custom GPTs to build it. But yeah, we had to buy Pro versions for everybody, which we did. I think it was $20 at the time, and we had a couple hundred people. But it was they even made it so it was like volunteer. If you want to learn, apply to get your license, and we'll give it to you, because some people weren't ready to make the jump.
Gotcha.
Adam, quick question for you. I'm just curious, what was their productivity suite? Are they running on Google or Microsoft? Because I think one of the interesting gaps is people are not taking advantage of like which tool actually interacts natively with their productivity suite. So if they're on ChatGPT and they switch to Gemini and they're on Google and they didn't like Gemini, that was maybe a missed opportunity, because Gemini, if you're using Google Sheets, Docs, and everything, that's a really powerful combination that's already built for you, just like Copilot with Microsoft. So I'm just kind of curious what the tech stack was behind there.
So it's a really good question. And as you know, the connections have gone up a lot better and a lot higher now. You can connect to many more applications, even things that were just announced recently. But yeah, they were on a Google platform. The problem is it was at the beginning of the time when things were getting introduced, and everybody just migrated to ChatGPT and learned how to do things there, even though you can ask the same questions at other places. They should have stayed over with GEMS, but the instructions from the executives team, which I was included in, was to stick to ChatGPT because they understand it. And quite honestly, you'll find interesting, we also looked at teams that used it. So development wasn't that quick to want to use it because they know it would make coding easier. HR was quick to want to use it. Marketing was quick to want to use it. Sales was iffy, but we were writing custom emails and nurturing for each customer. So there was a lot of cool things that different departments migrated to it at speeds that think of, but coders are worried that it's going to replace them. They were the hardest ones to get on there.
Development. That's funny you said that too, because it'd be replacing they're replacing themselves basically.
Well,
Training an
if they're
AI bot.
smart, they're not. They realize that it replaces some of it'll check bugs a lot faster and it'll get things done. You don't have to necessarily say how you found it, but the fact that you can, like I did something this week for my wife. She's a principal of school. She has to schedule all the teachers and everything. She thought it was perfect. I ran it through an AI, found 4 errors, and one was major. So she went back upstairs and fixed it all quickly. So there are some benefits to it. I mean, there's things that the human eye may not catch, and you have to use it for what it's for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Speaking of which, I was at a CEO meeting a few weeks ago, and Dr. Testa from NYU Langone Hospital was there. He was responsible for like developing the app. He's like coordinates a lot of the IT there, and he was talking about how the radiology reports there now used to have a human in the loop, and to read the radiology reports, they found that their error rate was higher if they, with the human in the loop. If they took the human out, the error rate is extremely low. So they now have it.
The other thing you can do, which is interesting, and I've done this already, you take your blood results. I've done this for me and my dog and my wife, and you run them through AI, like a medical AI version, and tell you, okay, based on these results, what are things I could change to make these tests better on the next time I go? And it was like, it gave me actual stuff instead of just medical terms and stuff. It told me what markers that I had that may have been close to high and what I could do. And it wasn't just like, stop eating fatty foods, dummy. There's a lot of other stuff. And it worked. And I ended up losing about 60 pounds. I'm now down to 175 from 232. So you can use it for all kinds of good things.
I want that prompt.
Yeah. You can use it to.
Adam, you could promote that and sell that. That's so valuable for everyone.
But there's lots of areas that people don't think it's valuable in, and it actually is. And especially with all the new additions, and like was mentioned already, all the new connectors that are out makes life easier. And people, the other thing that you need to know, well, that's AI. We'll get into that another time. But you can use it for a lot of good things if you know how to use it smartly. And I built probably over 1,000 sites in the last year with it, and optimize them beyond what people expected. They didn't know their site was so bad with the optimization prompts I use to get traffic and stuff, and it helps a lot.
So I have just a thought from that, because I think every single person on this call is going to be using AI more and more, and that's just kind of natural progression, just like personal computers, the internet, cell phones. It is going to be used more and more. And what Adam was just describing, or sorry, actually Anthony, with the error rate going down by taking the human out of the loop. So now let's think about the risk, because risk is not one dimensional. Risk is not just about what the error rate is, right? Error rate, that's one way to measure what your risk is, and that has to do with like the frequency. But let's talk about severity, because if you look at this, if you take a human out of the loop, yes, your error rate may go down, but what are you actually risking? If you take the human completely out of the loop, you now have a system that's running autonomously. And when there is an error, eventually, so let's say your error rate went down from 3% to 1% or 1% to 0.25%, whatever that delta is there, you still have now the increased risk of what happens when those errors occur. Even though they're more infrequent, nobody can catch them. Nobody can spot them. Where do they go live? Do they get glossed over? What happens when there is no oversight and no human involved in there and no discretion? Because then that's when you get into the scary scenarios of like, a 0.001% error rate sounds really good until you start talking about missile guidance systems. Then maybe that's not so good. Like, you don't want to take that risk. It's interesting. You can reduce the error rate, but simultaneously increase the risk.
And there's lots of risks. I mean, there's tons. I mean, some of the biggest ones are like incorrect answers, bias, privacy breaches, phishing scams. I mean, there's also a lot of other things but you always have to have the human overview of something to make sure that it is representing what you expect it to represent. Otherwise, it could be on something totally different. It may not give you what you want. So I have to check everything over numerous times. Well, not numerous times. Some people run it through 3 different AIs to make sure it's right. That still doesn't get rid of the AI problem. So I have to check if it's something that's going to go in front of a customer. I can do all the stuff I need to do with AI, but when it comes time to checking it, I have to have a human eye over it that's intelligent enough to find and spot differences.
Mm-hmm.
You still need your experts.
Yeah, Phil.
So Anthony, I'm sorry to backtrack about 10 minutes. What you said was so important about you have if you have 6,000 employees and 5,000 of them are running scripts, they're executing and they're doing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. The point that you made was the kind of the auditing of this activity when you were sharing how AI can go off the rails and you're giving all administrative rights and wiping out databases. Oh my goodness. Now that is a huge opportunity for audit, due diligence, and then the length of time to look at that and assess that and determine. And the downside is it's usually after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the risk associated with, and then how good is your processes that you're vetting these things to know that they're not going to go off the rails. And that's thousands of jobs. So that's an opportunity for the developers to consider code review and or AI, review programming. And so
Mm-hmm.
that should be the engagement from developers who have lost opportunities because AI is replacing that quick and easy, come out with the coding faster than they can.
Yeah, but like Adam said too, is that the tools become an extension of the developer so that they can actually, make the developer more efficient, basically more intelligent. In our case, we have 53, I think, right now, MCP servers running, a dozen bots or so. And then we have one bot that, its job is to make phone calls and so on, verify lists and so on. And it goes off the rails once in a while. But now what happens to the developer, we have a bot that's a developer for that bot. Okay. And then we have a real physical human developer that oversees both of them. So if there's a problem with the first bot, we put it over to the developer bot to fix the problem, analyze it, and see what's going on. Because again, these things are happening at the speed of light here. So you need, AI to help you fix AI. So that's what we're doing. But again, it was human oversight on the whole thing, to execute and so on to make sure and to fix the first spot. But yeah, crazy world. But we need the speed of AI. It's like humans need the enhancement. I'm waiting for the chip to be put in my head to, allow me to even think faster and like at least have a repository. Because right now that chip, when I'm at a meeting or I'm in a conference and I see a lot of faces and everything, it's like I don't have, I have Sam behind me. It says, Anthony, that's so and so from so and so. I need that chip in my head.
So I just sent you a chart that I built on all the AI different products and stacks. It's in chat. And I also have a comparison chart with prices and everything else, which is pretty cool. So I'll upload that and you can look at it. I update these once a week because things and connections and everything change so often. But it's really cool when you compare apples to apples on some of these tools and what they can do and what they cost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's it's funny too, is that like for example, the platform we have is built on another I got that. Thanks, Sam. That's what's great about Sam. She just put the chart up for me right now to see it and stuff. But the platform we have is that because every one of these, depending on what you're using and stuff like that, has a different credit usage, how you consume it and stuff. It's like some of these bots can be like 12x
Well,
the
I
credit
spend about
usage.
15,000 a month just on some of these. So
Easy.
but I
Yeah.
use them and I get more than $15,000 in value out of them, so I don't really care. But there are certain ones that, like Vercel is like the cheapest one that will. Vercel's a really good one because they'll do what all the other ones can do, and you can use Claude or you can use
Hmm.
Kimi is one of the better ones, and you can use whatever you want to build them. Some are better for graphics, some are better for coding. And that's you got to know when to go from what to what. And some are free, like you can use Claude and then take it to something else and have it write your own prompts for you.
Yeah,
So,
we have an attorney firm that's using the platform. It's around 5,000 a month. They think they're using at this point.
mhm.
But the thing is, they're getting 10 times benefit of that in productivity. And you have attorneys putting depositions in and so on, like into a secure environment now,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
15,000 a month is nothing when you're considering that it's bringing you tenfold or 20-fold
Yeah,
back.
it really depends. It's like every other tool like you bought before, like Zoom Info or Apollo or any of the old tools or Salesforce. If it
Mhm.
doesn't make you money, or you can't like if you can't make money what you spend in or get the worthwhile effort out of it, the organization, you shouldn't be spending it in the first place.
Yeah. So, Adam, I think that's probably the point that really stresses a lot of, I'll say the average, and average is all relative, but a business owner. The average business owner is not an AI nerd like the people that have been, kind of leading this conversation here today.
Mhm.
Some of us spend a lot more time in AI than others, and it's fun to nerd out on it. It's fun to get into all the different connectors and platforms and token usage and MCP servers. But for the average business owner, all of
Mhm.
that is Chinese to them. And they're just wondering, what is the best way for me to use it in my business without
Mhm.
violating rules, without breach of contract, without exposing sensitive information, and without needing an AI expert on retainer or on
Yeah,
to hire them? What's the best way for me to use this every single day? And I think that there's a big gap between the
huge.
people
But
like us and the average person that's trying to figure out where to start, and they don't have the budget to hire someone to come in and architect an entire system for
But that's what you want. You want that gap. So, for example, you want, like,
Mhm.
we've got 2, 3 years ahead of everybody else. Before that, less than 1% goes to about 20% or whatever. Right now, I built a couple tools. One's called Accessibility Website. It goes out and it accesses the website. They can put any website they want. It'll tell them if they're complying with ADA and everything else. And if not, it'll send them a letter and says, listen, you're not compliant. Here are the fines you could experience. And I've been signing up customers like crazy. It's only $200 or whatever it is a year, and they're covered. Same thing as with AI. You can become AI compliant, and there's tools you can see. I check what companies can afford it by using a tool called Wapalizer. If they're buying Salesforce and if they're buying HubSpot and they're buying other tools, I know they can afford $1,000 to get somebody come in and talk to everybody and go over what AI would make them more productive and things like that. So I've got another thing that I set up that goes to companies and said, here, you could probably use an AI consultant. Here's why. Here's what's going on wrong. And then I get into the companies. So using AI to work for you saves me a whole team of people out there that are, every day I send myself a message in WhatsApp about a tool that I needed that I couldn't find. And now I'm going to build it. And then I find that if I need it, somebody else needs it. And if somebody else needs it, then it's a product. And that's just how I work it. And I built tons of them. Even right now, I'm building one. But some of the things I've given like myself to do, I mean, there's tons of stuff that I haven't got to yet, but there's tons of stuff that can be done to help these people. And you've got a 3, 4 year gap to make a shit ton of money, excuse the language, while
Yeah.
people catch up and always be 3 or 4 years ahead of them. Especially like your secure stuff. People don't know about GPTs. They don't know. They're putting all their information publicly. They don't know about gems. They don't know about how to keep everything private. You can do an email and get tons of companies that don't understand and want to use your service just because they need to have that privacy. So, and
Mhm.
I have unlimited access to leads and lists because I spend a lot of money with Google every month. So I get access to their numbers exactly what I also go after people already paying for things that I could provide a tool with for a lot less. They could be spending $20,000 a year on an ad for one keyword, and I have a tool that I can give them for 500 or $1,000, and they're much happier. So there's
Mhm.
lots of different ways I've been using it over the years to grow business and certainly get enough. You have to get value out of the AI, otherwise you're just playing.
How do you prioritize what you're going to be working on? Like, is it just the thing? Because, it's like there's a lot of shiny objects, as Christian was saying yesterday, like squirrel. You want to, I get diverted very quickly on stuff like this. And I always have great ideas and I start diving into things. I'm saying, but, well, should I bother? How do you decide?
So I look at the audience, I look at the keyword, the domain that's out there, and then I go ahead and I build some. Like it depends how long it's going to take. If it take me half an hour on Lovable or Manus, and I can optimize it and get all the optimizations done, I can just leave it, and it's a self-running site. The hardest thing for each one of these is integrating your domain, your email, and your Stripe. After that, a lot of it will take care of itself. So I'm not looking for industries where I have to manage the customer service. It's either going to work or it doesn't work. A lot of those are like that, and they're just tools that people ask me for. I did another site, reputationrepair.com. You can go ahead and put in your name, somebody else's name, and it'll give you all the places you're listed on the internet. You tag which ones are actually you in case people are not you with different names, and then you can have them deleted and send them cease and desist letters automatically. So I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do that somebody needed. Because I used to do reputation repair for a few years for athletes and celebrities whose wives used to steal purses or other stupid stuff they didn't need to. Or lawyers are the ones that get drunk DUIs the most out of everybody. So I had a lot of lawyers. So there's stuff that people want listed and not listed. You want the good stuff. You don't want to have the one time you made a mistake somewhere. So, but there's lots of different things. I think it's just experience and looking at everything differently. Like since I've been in internet since '95, I look at everything as if it's an opportunity.
Gotcha.
But every problem you have, somebody needs help with, and they're not going to figure out how to do it. Simple things. Sometimes.
Yeah, like you said, there's a window right now of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, even the guy who posted something yesterday, he had his QR code on his page and said, "Contact me." So I went out and built a thing to do that. So people would just enter their name and they'll give them the link and they'll give them their QR code to make it simple. So that they can add it to their Zoom background on the bottom right, and people can just use their camera to connect with them, and it goes right to their LinkedIn page. Simple stuff sometimes is pretty cool too, but complex stuff is good as well. But
Are you doing this 24/7?
He doesn't sleep.
Phil would tell you yes, because we have a special needs directory that updates itself every 6 hours, and it has 40,000 people in it. So there's a lot of stuff that I love it. Okay, I could retire if I wanted to. I sold my first company. I did very well, and I did well, obviously, at GoDaddy. But I do it because I love it, and it's because it's the stuff I want to do, and that's helping charities and organizations and helping people. So for me, it's just it's a fun time. Like I just love what I do, and it's just fun. I don't care if it makes that much money, but some of them do. But I really enjoy just doing it and coming up with the ideas and using AI to its full potential.
No, absolutely.
That's
So,
the fun part. It's like a puzzle. It's just fun.
that's when you're successful, when work becomes fun.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I love what I do too, and it keeps me going. When they ask me when am I going to retire, I said probably 8 hours after I'm dead, because I
Yeah,
really love what I
I'm
do.
hoping I can get Wi-Fi in the box by then.
So you'll be working those 7 hours after you die?
Oh, I already know what's going on my tombstone. It's going to say, "Here lies Adam in his final domain."
Oh, I love it. Was that when they you left GoDaddy? Was that your severance, the 30,000 domains?
No, I had 30,000 domains
Nobody's-
before I went to GoDaddy, and that's why they hired me as their EVP of marketing, and that's no. And still today, the two guys that nobody wanted to hire are the two guys that I hired to replace me before I left, and they're both still there in their positions. So
I mean, when I started, it was ARPANET. All right, that's how far back I go. Not that I look that old, but
at least it wasn't CompuServe, AOL.
Yeah, no, I had AOL 1.0, But the thing is, I bought up a bunch of domains back then too, when they were $220 from Network Solutions, I think it was.
Yeah, $70 for 2 years at Network
Yeah.
Solutions.
It was when I started, it was 220. Plus, I had an IP coming to the house. It was a Class C.
So here, you'll love this. I had a T1 in my basement because I was running an internet service provider.
I was doing the same thing.
It was crazy. And that was like $4,000 to $5,000 a month just for that.
Yeah.
It was
But
crazy.
I was making for websites, getting clients up. They didn't even like, what is this fad? It's a fad, right? The internet. I said, yeah, it's a fad. Let's just, but let's get started on it.
Yeah, let's do it anyway. Let's take a chance.
But it's funny, I bought all these domains up that eventually the companies came after me for. Like,
So
we
sold
really
all
need
those.
this now.
So I used to own ElvisPresley.com, SpongeBobSquarePants.com, Disney Stores, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Office. I owned all those. But in 2004, you could own them. It was 2005 they started to come after them, and I sold them all off before then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did
Now
too.
I own things like Anxiety.com, Salads.com, normal stuff.
So that's interesting, as far as the
We
whole
should have a
thing with the
chat later
domains.
with, I can tell you some cool domain selling stories.
Yeah, I have a few too. That are very interesting because of the types of domains I have. And the story behind it. I don't want to get into it now, but wow. All right. I think we're coming to the end here. Any last minute questions, concerns, things that you'd like to bring up or for future meetings we'd like to cover? Because I don't want to just talk about shadow AI or things like this every week, even though it does, or every month, it does impact things. But what would you like to hear? I'm going to bring some experts on, as far as, subject matter experts in various fields. But any thoughts, suggestions, or comments?
Use the time to talk about what you do at LI so we can educate ourselves and maybe promote to others.
I still don't know what I do, but I'm still learning.
Well, guess.
Yeah. And when my kids ask me, Dad, what do you do? I said, oh, well, how do you answer that?
I say web designer because nobody else understands everything else, but then you're lumped in with every other idiot.
I know. I say I work with computers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That answers it. Yeah.
Now
I
I
say,
can say you can say you're an AI expert now, or an AI consultant.
well,
or
that's what I've
whatever.
been. Now I've graduated a little bit. I work with AI,
Yeah,
AI
now
expert.
you're in what the kids like, so you can say you're in with
Yeah.
AI.
So one thing that I've seen done, especially in a small group like this, is you can go around the room and as a closing exercise, everyone just says, what's the one thing that they really need help with right now? And this is not an opportunity for other people in the room to then throw in their sales pitch, but really thinking about it as far as like the human relationships, connections. So if I, for example, if I say, I'm really struggling right now with like keeping my books in order or accounting or something like that. That could be an opportunity to say, okay, well, maybe Adam knows a really cool AI tool that exists or that he built that can help me organize my receipts or things like that. And you have to do it right because we don't want to turn it into a pitch fest because everybody has something to sell. That's the reality. Everybody has something that some kind of business service. But in a small community like this, I've always found that it's more beneficial. It's more organic if you just try to like do a little bit of what pro bono connections, just like, hey, look, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Check this out. This is what I use. This is what I've done. Or talk to this person. Or maybe it is like you can help them, but going around the room and just closing on what is everybody looking for? What do you need help with? It could be an introduction. It could be a tool. It could be help with a specific function in your business, or it could be something completely unrelated to business. But
Okay,
that's the
Kristen,
thing
let's
to
start with you.
do. Okay, yeah, sure, no pressure, right? Well,
None.
for me, yeah, no, for me, my biggest struggle is I'm a builder. I like building things. I like systems. I like all that stuff. I hate selling. I don't like marketing. I don't like selling. I don't like, the pitching and all of that other
Hmm.
stuff. So that's the part that I struggle with. So I'm always looking for, I would say, you could call them referral partners. You can look for just people that already have an audience that do enjoy the art and the skill of selling and fostering communities and everything. And they're like, hey, I know this really like, kind of nerdy guy that does this one thing and they can introduce me. And then I'm happy to share in the profits and the revenues and everything. So
I'll
for me,
double that.
I'm
I'm the
not looking
same
for
thing.
somebody to sell to. I'm looking for people that have complementary communities or audiences and seeing like how can I help them? Because to me, that's the only way that I know how to sell.
Yeah,
So that's
I
it
look
for
at it
me.
too. I don't want to sell. I try to help, try to assist. And I'm the
Yeah.
head of sales and I hate sales. I don't like doing that. It's like peddling. I just like naturally having conversations. And if they like what I'm doing and like what I sell and they like what I have, fine. Phil, what about you?
Goodness. So Christian, Anthony, we have a lot in common. I also like to execute and work and help and support. And it's kind of, I like solving problems. I mean, so what Christian's proposal is, we're going to share what our problems are, and certainly selling is not my go-to skill. And so certainly referral partners would be wonderful to help us support our goals.
Okay.
So it's okay. So let's go into LinkedIn for Christian and see how many people am I connected to that will help Christian. How many people can I connect with Anthony that could help Anthony? And then, vice versa. How many people can you introduce me to that I may be able to help and support too?
I like that. Now, Adam, how can we automate that?
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I was just about to say, while we're talking, Adam probably
He's
built
already
an
designed
app.
it.
Phil knows that I've done that many times, but I didn't do it this time. I was
It's
actually
LinkedIn
listening.
Leader. He's got it already.
But
.com. He bought the
no,
domain name. He set it up. He had a bot design it. Web page is up.
I think we could build, and this is not my thing, but we could build an actual network of entrepreneurs that are there for just that reason. And they're not saying, here, let's download the top 10 skills to help with marketing, or let's download the top 20 gems. That's just a waste of space. We could use an actual referral network for entrepreneurs, and I could build that by next week. I'd have it ready. And we could actually use it, start with us, and then add people who are just there for referrals, and we can do it. Almost like something that's half between LinkedIn and Nextdoor and everything else in between, but just for referring people that would help them properly and be good and help, like that they would actually do the job. And it's the same thing you do when you refer somebody a job. They have to represent you very well, or nobody's going to believe you for referrals. So that would be a strong referral network to build. I probably have a domain for it that we can use, 2-letter or something.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So I think we're tapping into something because on a percentage basis, how many entrepreneurs love the selling part? And that's right.
I love
Adam
the
does.
But I mean, we can do it, and everybody gets like 10 or 20% of the referrals, but you're still only referring people to people would do a good job for them.
Exactly. And that's the only thing I want back is the fact that
I
they
could set
did.
that up pretty
Yeah,
quick, actually.
Okay,
So-
let's keep going around the room there. That's good. Jolie, what is it? Your
Get my
turn.
audio on.
There you go.
I think that I know I need to incorporate a lot of things into my business. So I'm just learning to see what I need to learn type of thing. So I am writing some sort of program now to get AI into my business and with the candidates coming in and resumes and things like that. So I won't be left behind. So, but there's so many ideas you guys throw out that I'm just like overwhelmed because I'm not a computer person at all.
No,
So
even as a computer person, we're overwhelmed too.
so I'm more the salesy people person that you guys say you don't like to be.
No, that's good too. You need those skills too.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's where I shine. So it's just, but I know I need to be, more in line with AI and my systems and things like that. So I'll get there.
Okay. All right, Teresa.
Hi there. So I'm a member of several organizations and on a couple of boards. And so I think for me more it's time and to put that back into the whole chat piece that helps to get certain things done. I mean, I'm literally co-chairing 2 retreats, which is like, okay, on the top of everything else that I'm working on, they say give somebody that has a lot of things to do, give them other things and they'll get it done. And that's kind of how I've been feeling. But I think with the chat piece, I think that would help. I do use it, and I've used it a lot more recently. But to then get more involved in the analysis of it and things like that.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bill.
Yeah, well, like I said yesterday in the meeting yesterday, I'm relatively new with this AI stuff. I use it peripherally. I don't use it a lot. So my goal is to learn how to use it more, not only for myself, but how I can help my clients. One of my clients uses it extensively and does a great job. A couple other ones, they're a mess when they try to use it. So my goal is to learn it for myself so that I can help them do a better job with their stuff. That's what my direction is really right now. Because when it comes to AI, I'm way out there someplace in the ozone. I have no idea.
You're not alone.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand it, but I feel alone.
So specifically, are you looking for a person to train you on AI, or you're looking to do it yourself?
Well, I guess it'll be a combination, what I've learned about AI so far, I've done on my own. And a friend of mine also gave me some help, Tony Lucidi. But any help that I could get, I'll accept. So if there's someone out there who deals with people who are in the infancy, I'm the guy that need.
Yeah. It's interesting. I had a friend ask me for a friend of theirs, I think it was maybe a cousin, where would you start if you were going to like try to learn AI, or what resources are available for someone who's very new? And I said, honestly, I still think that's too vague of a question or a task, because the use cases for AI are so wide that I would need to know a little bit more about what kind of problems you're encountering, what kind of business you have, what does your day look like? Because if you're a graphic designer, if you do web design, if you have like creative work that you're doing, then maybe where you start with AI is very different from someone who's doing like analytical work and dealing with a lot of numbers, or
Or
someone who's
design.
doing a lot of like planning. And so there's different tools for everything. So if you're all about, creative work, then I might steer you in a different direction to say, hey, start learning everything you can with this tool. If you're in web design, there's different tools that will help you with that, even at a simple stage. So where you start your learning journey really should be catered to you. It should not be something as generic as saying, oh, take this course on how to use ChatGPT 101.
So then you're saying that I do a lot of analytic and accounting work, and so I should be looking for a tool that would make my day easier just for that kind of stuff.
I think so. This is if it was just you and me right now in a room, and you said, Christian, where should I start with AI? How would I learn more? I would say, I'm not going to give you a tool, a website, a resource. The first thing I want to do is just learn more. Tell me about your current business. Tell me about your customers. Tell me about like how you currently do things and where your actual pain points are. And then I can point you in the direction and say, okay, well, sounds like you could really benefit from this. Go here. Here's a free resource where you can go learn about this use of AI, and that's going to give you the best ROI on your learning time, because there's no shortage of free resources. You can go watch videos and websites and all types of stuff. AI can teach you how to use AI if you ask it properly, but it's useless if you're learning things that are not actually applicable to your business. So if you're not building websites, then maybe you don't need to start with how to use Lovable or Manus, although there's other, like Manus could be agentic, for task management. But if you're just saying, hey, I need an assistant, I need somebody to keep track of my emails or my messages or my calendar, that's a very different use case. And I would say, well, then let's structure your learning towards what you actually need help with. Because what's the point of teaching you how to create brilliant, videos with AI if what you really need is organization, calendar, email management? I'm not going to set you down the path of learning how to create great structured prompts for video generation.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Kev.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm glad we talk about this. It's because the education is important, and that's what we are looking for at AVCCI, right? The way to put together resources for businesses, business owners, professionals, and business leaders to access information about AI, about leadership, and also about some other practical knowledge that they can really utilize, which we should be able to, create within AVCCI, making it available to our members and business community as well. So that's something that's on our roadmap that we should address.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, AI 101 for business owners will be a pretty good start, Phil.
Yeah, and I'm building a certification course. It'll be ready next week or this week.
Yeah, that's great. Please keep me in the loop. We can,
And it's
join
going to do
forces.
exactly like was mentioned. It's going to figure out what you want it for, and then it'll give you courses based on what products you need for your business.
I love it. Okay, let's discuss more. Thank you, Adam.
No
All
problem.
right. Thanks, everybody, for all the input today. It was awesome. Appreciate it. And
Thank you, Anthony.
see you next month.
It was an excellent
Thanks.
meeting.
Adam, I'll talk to you next week about all these domains.
You can talk to me. You guys can call me anytime. I'll put my phone number in. I'm here to help anybody. That's my number. You can WhatsApp me anytime. And if you have questions or whatever, I answer it all the time except when I'm sleeping, which is rarely. So
I do answer when I'm sleeping sometimes, and I give you really interesting answers. But
that's probably a bot. It's an
Yeah, your
AI
bot
clone.
doesn't count. Your
It's a
bot does
clone.
not count.
that's
All right, guys.
my information in case anybody wants to call me. His direct lines in there and stuff and whatever. Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank
Have
you
a
all.
great day.
Thank
Thank
you.
Yes,
you.
see you next week at the HR committee meeting. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Christine Daniels. I'm a high performance coach, executive strategist, and keynote speaker. I'm also a founding member of America's first virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the co-chair of the Leadership and Management Growth Committee. I run my own business. It's a coaching and consulting practice. The work I do is about developing leaders, building stronger teams, and integrating high performance with personal alignment, that inner work that makes the outer work sustainable. I deliver this through executive coaching, leadership development, and strategy work with executives, founders, and leadership teams. Before this chapter of my career, I spent over 25 years across capital markets, family office investing, and venture capital. One of the things I value most about AVCCI is what it actually is: a national community where professionals, business owners, and organizations connect, collaborate, and amplify each other's work. Building a business is one thing. Building it with the right relationships, the right visibility, and the right network across the country, that is something else entirely. And AVCCI is where that happens. If this sounds like the kind of community you've been looking for, we would love to have you. Learn more at avcci.us and learn more about my work at christineadaniels.com. I look forward to connecting.
Hi, I'm Jolie Leidner, and I'm a founding member of America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And I'm also the co-chair of the Human Resources and Workforce Development Committee. And we at that committee will guide you with everything educational for HR and recruiting, as I own Jobs by Jolie, a staffing company. And we're here for all your staffing needs, where we staff every industry with a personal touch, and we do temporary, permanent, and temp to perm staffing. And we do it across the country. So I could be reached at 516-521-7602 or Jolie at jobsbyjolie.com. Hope to hear from you. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Nerio Rivera, and I'm a founding member at America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Please join us today and let us help you grow your business. So I'm also the Senior Client Manager at IMSM. There we help support your current and upcoming ISO certifications through training and a variety of other services. So if you have any questions regarding ISO, the process, or how to maintain it, please send me an email.
Hey everyone, my name is Brent Gary, and I'm proud to be a founder member of the AVCCI, America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I'm inviting you to join our new movement at avcci.us. In addition, I'm a fractional CMO at Gary Consulting, where I work with business owners who are past the startup stage and fully into scaling, but they need your marketing to go from guesswork to growing. Thank you. Have a great day.
Hello, I'm talking to you as a founding member of America's Virtual Chamber for Commerce and Industry. We are proud to be a founding member of this movement, and we're inviting you all to join in. Let me introduce myself. My name is Halil Aksu. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of Digitopia, a global scale-up working on digital and AI transformation, reinventing consulting. We are helping organizations ranging from Unilever to Microsoft, from Intel to many other organizations in various industries, in various geographies. We are assessing their maturity. We're road mapping their digital and AI transformations, and we are helping them with all kinds of questions around AI implementation. As you know, AI is the most important and most influential technology of our days. This change is unprecedented. Every industry, every business is affected and must harness the opportunities AI is bringing. So for any questions around AI and the transformation within your organizations, we are the right partner to talk to. We helped hundreds of customers around the world, and we're happy to helping you as well. Looking forward. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Melina Picon. I'm a founding member at America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We would like you to join us today. I am also president of PowerBooks LLC. We provide outsourced accounting, bookkeeping, controller services of businesses of all size. We help them transition from struggling in-house messy bookkeeping to high-level financial department. By outsourcing with us, our clients save up to 40% on their accounting costs, which allows them to focus on generating revenue. We guarantee honest, balanced, timely, and efficient financial services. If you would like to talk us on the phone, you can call us at 845-208-4649. And if you would like to email me, my email address is melina@powerbooks-llc.com. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kristen Panella of TwoSafe Consulting. I'm a founding member of AVCCI, and I chair the Workplace Health, Safety, and Risk Committee, where we're looking to do presentations on education and provide tools that will help you have a safe environment within your workplace. At TwoSafe Consulting, safety is more than compliance. It's about protecting people, supporting operations, and building a culture that actually works in the real world. I founded TwoSafe with one goal in mind: to provide companies with practical, high-level environmental health and safety support that makes a real impact. We work across many industries, including manufacturing, utilities, aerospace, construction, energy, pharmaceuticals, from OSHA compliance to hazardous waste manifests to safety training, audits, investigations, full EH&S program management. Our team becomes an extension of your operation. What makes us different is that we don't just hand over a binder and walk away. We stay involved, solve problems, train your people, and help create long-term results. Whether your company needs a complete safety program or support on a single project, TwoSafe is ready to help wherever the work takes us. Let's build something safer together. Thank you. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Mitchell, founding member of America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Visit us at www.avcci.us and become a member today. I'm also the owner of Emerald City Ventures. I work with Gen X women who find themselves in a pattern of stopping and starting and starting and stopping. And we reunite you with that version of yourself that you've been trying to reach for years. And she's in there. We're going to bring her out. So visit us at www.kimm.co or email me at theowner@emeraldcityventures.net.
Welcome to America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. My name is Joe Beauchamp. I'm one of the founding members here. I'm also the chair of the leadership committee. I'm here to help leaders develop strategies. My company is Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. We help business owners and business leaders to develop their leadership skills, the leadership skills of their team. We know that better leaders get better results, and we provide that leadership strategy, training, and education for business leaders to run their companies better. Hope you can join us at the America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you for being with me in the American Business Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest in the American Business Podcast, please send us an email, guestbooking@americanpodcast.tv. If you'd like to sponsor ABP, if you'd like to advertise in our podcast episodes, please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can advertise your company, your products, your services, and your brands in the American Business Podcast. Please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can also visit our website, americanpodcast.tv, to learn more about the American Business Podcast as well as our coming streaming schedule. Now you can have your branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast network. We call it Business Podcasting as a Service, PaaS. If you're interested in starting your business podcast in the American Business Podcast network, please send us an email, paas@americanpodcast.tv. As part of our international expansion, we started international podcast editions. When you scan this QR code, it'll take you to our YouTube page. And please go to the podcast section in our YouTube page and you'll see our international podcast editions. They are ABP Espanol, ABP German, ABP French, ABP Hindi, ABP Portuguese, and ABP Turk, that you can listen to American Business Podcast in 6 different foreign languages. Okay, well, we are in the process of increasing our presence in social media. If you're on LinkedIn, please scan this QR code and subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn. If you're on TikTok, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our TikTok page. Please subscribe. Please follow us. If you are on Instagram, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Instagram page and please subscribe. If you are on Facebook, we'll also appreciate your help and support. Please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Facebook page and please follow us. And finally, we are on IMDb, next to other reputable media productions. Please scan this QR code, go to our IMDb page, and please rate us on IMDb. We'll truly appreciate your help and support. I'd like to thank you for your help. Thank you for your support. I'm looking forward to seeing you in coming the American Business Podcast episodes. The American Business Podcast is the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast, America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. Thank you very much for your help and looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.